to copy in order to connect to this. Okay, this IP we need to copy. So this becomes our command to connect to the machine. Let's try to execute it. Okay, here we go. Paste it. Go. So for new time, do you want to connect? Why? Yes, yes. Super. That's it. If there is any problem in the key or the public IP or the user, basically this command will fail. If port 22 is not enabled, this command will fail because everything was proper. It was having access from our local machine to this public IP and everything was good. So this connected here. Okay. And yes, this is Amazon Linux 2. Okay. Guys, after that, देखो, these machines which Amazon is maintaining, from time to time, they will apply some security patches or any OS upgrades to this machine. So please be aware of this. The machines which AWS manages will have some security patches applied from time to time. So we need to always keep updating it. Again, basics again, whoever is interested in more infra, they should definitely know this. Security patches applied from time to time. So we have to keep it updated. There are certain commands for that. For example, first you become a sudo user. Sudo user means like a root user. Just try to observe. Currently, when we logged in, we are EC2 user. In order to become a root user so that you can perform the software installations and other things, we will be becoming sudo su. Okay, now just see, we became a root user. Now we can perform all the actions for installations and updates. And this command in Linux, yum command, is going to help you. Yum update is going to update the latest patches in your machine. So we'll do a yum update. Let's go here, paste it, yum update. If there are any new packages, but since we installed a new machine itself right now, so no packages. But time to time, on a regular basis, yum update command will be executed. And once you do it, even after 1 week, you will find a lot of new patches coming here. Okay. So yes, this is for just security and latest patches to upgrade in our machine level. And now comes installing Java. Again, if you play around with ChatGPT, you will get all the commands there. If you play on web in an EC2 machine, EC2 Linux 2 machine, how to install Java version 17, you will find multiple commands. So this is one of the way of getting Java 17 installed on AWS EC2 machine. Yum install and some information about your Java 17 version. So you can take this, paste this command and run it. Okay, all these packages, do you want to install? Yes. Is it okay? Yes. Why? So Java 17 is being installed on this machine. Okay. Again, if you are planning to do a testing in AWS, then all these things you have to do it today. If you are thinking, no, let's not set up card and all that, so it's fine. Just observe the session, observe the recording. This is how it is going to be done. Okay, and just have theoretical knowledge for your interview time. Okay, okay, fine. It is completed. You want to check the Java version? Java space -- version. Yes, Java 17 is installed on this machine. So in order to run our system, we need Java 17. So we have installed it. So these are the commands. So first we connect and then we run these commands and Java version is going to be connected. Okay. Okay. Let's write it here. Yum update, yum install Java version. Okay. So guys, our EC2 machine is set up and we are able to connect to it. Okay. For now, I'm just doing the exit. Okay, so we are back in our local machine. So be careful. When you do SSH, you get inside AWS machine. Now, when you are doing exit, we are back in our local machine. So just be aware of these things. Okay, so we installed Java there. We are back in our local machine. Now, next thing, guys, clear with this? AWS is set up. Machine is installed. Are we clear with this? Give a quick thumbs up. AWS is set up. Java 17 is installed. Okay. And like we said, again, somebody else will be doing it and you will be a junior in the team. So you just will be given this machine IP and set key. Now connect, deploy and run. Okay. So now next thing, what is our today's testing scenario? We need even RDS to be set up. So we will be doing that next. Okay. Our aim of today's activity will be in our Spring Boot application processing service, we need to point to AWS RDS as our database, and then maybe we will do create activity. So what is this create activity, right? So payment controller of our system. We will take one of the method, create payment method. This guy calls the service, and here we are basically doing a create operation. So it goes to create status handler, and here you are simply creating the transaction in the database. So this is a simple operation that we want to do. Create payment API of processing service we will call. It will simply connect to the database and insert the record there. But which database it should do? We are saying not local, because in this EC2, we are not going to run any database. Database is going to reside outside in an RDS service. So our next steps will be, we need to set up MySQL in RDS. Whatever installations required, we need to do that. After that, connect your processing service, okay, with RDS in dev environment. Let's say this is dev AWS environment we are working with. So how to connect this, that we are going to discuss. And after that, once we make the required changes, then deploy processing service in EC2 and run the system. So these will be our next set of actions. Database is going to be RDS, where MySQL will be set up now. And after that, we will point our service to connect to this RDS. And then we are going to deploy this service and run the system. So step by step, some actions are there which we need to now perform. Set up RDS, point our processing service to connect here, and then do this processing service deployment, restart, and do the testing accordingly. Okay, so a lot of configurations and new things will come. So let's keep doing it one by one. First of all, RDS setup. Okay, go back to the AWS console. We had EC2, and this is how the EC2 machine internals look like. Next, we need to go for RDS. So RDS, let's click that, Aurora and RDS. So they have provided some configuration like that. Again, everything is happening in the same region. Please be aware of that. DB instance, we need to set up a DB instance. Okay, let's do that. Initially, this is empty, no database here. Next, create database is the operation for creating RDS. Okay, so let's go for create database. Okay, now thing is, RDS means relational database. There are so many types of relational databases in the market, right? All these are some of the examples of relational databases which RDS supports. Okay, Aurora, this, MySQL, Postgres, MariaDB, Oracle. These are some of the popular SQL databases which are used from project to project. Depending upon which project you are using, corresponding database you need to do the setup. So we are using MySQL for application. Okay. So we will be accordingly setting up MySQL server. So again, part of the setup activity, we need to create an RDS. While we are creating RDS, we want it to have MySQL database inside that. But know that RDS services can host any kind of databases also. You can choose Oracle, you can choose PostgreSQL, or you can choose anybody else as well. But yes, RDS, MySQL, and then just continue with majority stays default here. Continue with the version, okay, of MySQL. Let's say MySQL version 8.x. Currently, we are doing testing. We'll go with free tier related setup. Next, availability and durability. Okay, just at least have one theoretical understanding here, guys. The most important part of the system is data. Okay, your Java application is not that important. The most important part of any system is the data. Just imagine you have an account with any banks, online banks, right? SBI, SGFC, Axis, or whichever banks. Right now, you are just one row in their database having a bank account balance. Your application and all, everything is there. But even though this application disappears, crashes, it's down, not a problem. They will again set it up and it will start working. But if the database is gone, if your account balance becomes zero, now that's serious concern. So the most important part, the most crucial part of any application is the data which it organizes. Rest everything can be recreated. Data, if it is lost, everything goes. The business is shut down, cases will happen, and the things will not go as expected. So the data is the most important part. So RDS does a lot of this data management for us. That is the reason we want to go with RDS. Nothing but they are saying always we will maintain backups of your data. At any given point of time, the default RDS setup, we will not lose the data with them. If we start managing MySQL by our own self, we can take a EC2 machine, install MySQL there and use that. But no, don't do it, because RDS provides, even though they take payment, but they give very excellent services of this data management and other things. So people go ahead using those services. So rather than we taking it manually, we are okay that AWS guys takes care of these basic standard things for us. So like that, you are even checking here. If you choose a dev or the prod environment, they provide multi-AZ, nothing but multiple availability zones. If one service is down, just see internally how the setup is going to be. You work with the primary. By default, they will be creating a new database for you as well as a backup DB, which is always up and running. Just say standby. Nothing but always, whatever you write it in primary database will be synced into the standby database. If due to whatever reason, so there is already a one copy. Now, if due to whatever reasons primary goes down, immediately your application will point to this one and it will start serving here. And then again, AWS internally will create a backup of this one as well. So these kind of systems are available, which ensures high availability using multi-availability zone concept. Please be aware of that. Database is really crucial. It needs to have backups. It needs to have quick recoveries, and data can never be lost. If the data is gone, basically the project is not needed anymore. Right? Is that straightforward? Okay. So since we are using free tier, we don't need all these setups, but just be aware of it theoretically. Fine. But now we are going ahead with our default. We just want one machine so that we can do our testing here. So choose the name of the database. We will call it, let's say, Feb 25 DB. or Feb 25 database 1. The way you installed MySQL in your local machine, so you put some passwords, right? Root and something default. Like that, for connecting to this MySQL of RDS also, we will need some credentials. So we will be doing self-managed credentials for accessing the database. So let's say admin, and let's set up. Okay, let's set up some database. Okay, so some credentials we are setting up so that we can connect to this RDS. Confirm master. Okay, done. Confirm the password, done. Continue with the defaults. Whatever is being offered. Okay, 2 CPU, 1 GB. Let's choose that. Next, storage type is fine. Don't connect to EC2, so don't try to put any additional changes. Just continue with the defaults. Continue with the defaults. Public access, nothing but from your local machine also. Do you want to access this database? You can do that. Or you can say, I want this database to be accessed only from this EC2 machine, not from public machine, local machines. You can do that kind of setup as well. So we are going to choose public access. So even from our local machine, we can connect and do certain testing. So let's choose public access here. Security groups, just choose whatever existing default one is there. For VPC is fine. And everything basically stays just default. No need to do any of these configurations. Okay. RDS, I think, put some basic charging as well. Free tier will allow us this much. Anything more than this usage, it will start charging you. So we need to make sure once our entire setup is done, we delete all these things so that it doesn't charge. Okay. So we will do that. But let's see, what did we do here? When RDS setup is happening, we have chosen main thing, MySQL is chosen, free tier for our testing, password setup is done, and public access is provided. Okay? So guys, let's go ahead creating the database. It takes some time to create the database. Sometimes it goes in minutes as well. Any additional thing you want to do? No, I don't want to do it. Okay, it will take a few minutes to create this new database for us. But what did we do here? Just observe. In this, we have some RDS setup related details also. As part of that RDS, not much is explained in the document. So, but let's say, I think the main points are covered here. So let's observe. We go to RDS, we do create a database, choosing MySQL, then going ahead with MySQL version 8. For our testing, we are doing free tier. Important thing, we do credential setup so that we can connect to this, and we make it public IP. So yes, these are the operations required with regards to creating a RDS machine. Okay? So by this way, we will be able to create RDS with MySQL. And in between, we learned that how multiple availability zones will be there for backup and immediate recovery. Those kind of things will be always there. Few more things, try to understand. Key, this happens sometimes in production. Key, the second availability zone, okay, or second machine of RDS might be inside the same region. So this happens in real world sometimes. In these data centers, wherever it is meant, like hosted. In my 14 years of IT career, 2 times this incident happened, guys. Some earthquake or something came in the physical location in these data centers, and the data center was just destroyed. Okay, 2 times this incident happened in my entire 14 years. So due to this natural calamity, the data center was gone. Okay, but thanks to AWS, they have, for all this important information, there is a backup available in real world. So even in multiple regions, backups are going to be created. So just to be safe, even when these kind of natural disaster comes, okay, for that, not just within this system, but even in a different region, one more database is going to be there. And again, we call this as availability zone. Maybe this becomes availability zone 1, availability zone 2. The zone 2 will be in a different region altogether, so that it is like when disaster happens here, it should not happen here at the same time. So you will put it at a pretty different places. And even this data is going to be synced into this location as well for safety purpose. Okay. And that's good. The code required for processing service, it's anyways maintained in our Bitbucket, right? So why worry? So this code is anyways organized into our Git repositories Bitbucket. So the code is anyways available here. So we don't have to worry about it. And these guys take care about security of our code, that it should not be lost if there is any disaster happening where Bitbucket is maintaining our code. Still, they will have multiple backups and all that. And so in the current world, this backupping is default expected from any system which runs online. They cannot say we lost your data. So these will be the terms. Then only any service becomes popular in the current times. So our Java code, even if it is destroyed, we can get it back again from Bitbucket and rebuild it, redeploy it, not a problem. But database also needs to be fully recoverable, and then it has to be taken backups and made available very quickly. Okay, guys, this process is called as disaster recovery process. Disaster recovery. So in IT, sometimes for entire six months, some developers might work only on this kind of process. 6 months ka project is started. In this system, we want to do disaster recovery, and the developers are working in this simple disaster recovery project. Nothing but whenever disaster happens and your system gets completely collapsed, how quickly you can recreate everything in some other region and get our customers back to functional systems. So that project is a disaster recovery. How quickly your recovery will be? Is it 30 minutes? Is it 1 hour? Or is it half of a day? It has to be real time. Will this be real time? Right? You can imagine now big systems like, let's say, Google systems, YouTube systems, or Facebook, Meta, Instagram, any of all these things. If these systems go down due to whatever disaster, right? Basically, can you imagine for half of a day, Instagram is not available. So they cannot get into these kind of cases. So they need to really make the system highly available. Okay, no matter what happens, system is going to be always highly available. Again, as part of you gaining more experience in the industry, more than functional development, you need to start focusing here. And that is where you will become senior developers. You will become more of lead level people if you start gaining more control over all of these rest of the things also. So a career goes through transition. Initially, you start with Java development, but within 3 to 4 years, you need to learn full stack related activities, work on front end also. Required, it's not optional. Start like, there are many people who will not do that, and future they don't get opportunities there. They struggle career wise, pay wise, hike wise. They really struggle very badly. If you want to have a solid career, it should go through this transition. And I did it, and many people did it, and we got constantly great packages and great promotions. So recommending the same thing. You start with one, but gain full control over Java and Spring Boot in the initial 3 to 4. Guys, if these steps are not done properly, with weak foundation, you cannot build a strong career. If your Java and Spring Boot has to become extremely strong as part of this initial 2 to 3 years. Okay, after that, you need to gain knowledge of even front-end aspect while you're getting through this 3 to 4 time. And along with this 3 to 4, along with your front-end knowledge, you have to put strong emphasis in your designing skills. Designing skills pay strong emphasis when 3 to 4 is happening. Okay, next, as soon as your career starts going around 4 to 5 years, you need to have excellent now control over your infrastructure capabilities also. So just imagine, back end you are strong, front end you are strong, your core coding is strong, your designing skills are also strong, and now you have infrastructure knowledge. So guys, this is mandatory. Till the time you reach 5 or maximum 6 years of experience, you should become strong in all of these things. Those who don't do, they struggle in their career. They don't get further opportunities. They are like junior kaam karte raho, pay will also be like juniors. They don't grow faster. If you want to grow in your career, your trajectory should be like this. Start here, become this, acquire design skills, acquire this kind of skills. And once you are having 5+ years of experience, you are basically eligible for even going to lead level roles. Okay, 5+ onwards, lead level roles, technical lead level roles will start. But in order to do that, you have to have strong knowledge about all of these things. So, and yes, some people might go to a lead level with 7+ experience, some might with 8, but yes, from 5 years onwards, if you are capable, these openings will start coming for you, but you have to build that capability. Have this, it will help you in your career trajectory pretty nicely. And then you will become maybe senior managers and then directors or like head of the technology and maybe vice president. And then the journey keeps going on. Junior VP, senior VP, architect line of is going to be there. Multiple architects designations are there. Chain in architect designation. Okay, solution architect, principal architect, head of architects. So multiple career paths are there. All that later starts, but first you have to hit this initial basics. Once you hit these basics, then your next level is going to start about your managing journey or your architect related journey. So you have to choose which path you want to go forward with, but that is a stage which will come after 7 years of your IT experience. Okay guys, are we clear with this? Give a quick thumbs up. But plan a career effectively. Those who don't plan, they struggle a lot, because career just, if you don't run with career pace, you stay behind in your career. You have to actively think which direction you want to go and go accordingly. Okay, okay. So why are we having this side discussion while MySQL is also there? Because it takes time for MySQL to set up. So we are utilizing our time effectively. Okay, chalo, let's start. So it takes a few minutes. So we are doing some side discussion by the time this sets up. Okay, so this is our RDS. Now it is in available state. So it is available, means we can connect to it. Just click on this database. So quick recap, what are we doing? We have set up EC2 machine and installed Java there. Step 1 done. Second, we have just created RDS database. We have not run any DDL or DML statements. That we have to do next. So let's start doing it. So we need to fully set up RDS. That's our next thing. Okay. Fully set up RDS. So first is we created RDS with MySQL. We created RDS with MySQL. After that, our setup will be connect to this RDS from local machine. From DB viewer, we will try to connect to this RDS. Step number 3, set up DDL and DML of our project on that RDS, and then we will continue with remaining activities. Okay. Now let's do the second activity. Connect to this RDS from local machine, and after that we will do the setup. So how do we do? Go here. This is our database RDS. Click on that. Just see, the way for connecting to this EC2, we use the public IP. Like that, for connecting to this RDS, they have given this as the endpoint. Nothing but using this endpoint, we can connect to RDS. Internally, it is managing the IPs and all those things. But yes, we need to have this endpoint, and RDS MySQL is also running on 3306 port. That's the default port for MySQL. Please be aware. So we need to connect to this one. How do we do it? Okay, go to your local machine, DB